Good afternoon, beautiful people. I spoke before this on headaches, and we're coming back on the same story. So like I said, that our body can stay in two different spaces, that is in stress and it can go off stress. So I talked about how the body goes into stress and off stress in the before one. Right now let's see what happens when it goes into stress and off stress. When it is in stress, your kidneys, you have something called kidney collecting tubules which will hold the water. When you get off stress, the kidney collecting tubules release the water. So I am repeating it again. When you get into stress, the kidney collecting tubules that are present inside the kidneys are a sponge like structure that tends to hold the water. It's like the camel's hump which holds the water. It doesn't swell, it holds the water. But when the body goes off stress, this water gets released, and if you are stressing out in the head, that means in your thoughts, then this water is going to go straight into the area and cause an edema there. So edema is also or inflammation. So let's understand these two words. Edema is a place where you have water retention, and by itself you cannot have a headache. What's happening is the brain is there. You have menenges, and the menenges is the part around the brain that gets swollen up. That gets into edema, and when that gets swollen up, the throbbing starts because the body cannot hold that much of water. So your headache is primarily because the water retention has happened right here inside the menenges. Okay. Now next we are looking at, when this edema is happening, we are looking at the word inflammation. Inflammation means flames inside my body. Do you know more than 100 diseases are caused because of inflammation, and inflammation actually means edema and swelling. Interestingly, this is the area when in flames, look at what are you angry about. So there are two conflicts running over here. The conflict is, I am feeling for edema, it is I am feeling abandoned, I am feeling somebody is not understood me, I am feeling unloved, I am feeling like a fish out of water, and when I feel like a fish out of water, my body is creating water. How is it creating water? It is sending the water to the area which is feeling like a fish out of water. So if my head is feeling like a fish out of water, the water will go to that area so that the fish does not die. I hope it's very, very clear now. And when we're looking at inflammation, I'm angry about something. What am I angry about? What is it that I'm angry about and I haven't been able to deal with that anger? And is that anger shown externally? Most of the time this anger hasn't been shown externally. It has been holding inside the body. I also spoke in the before about hypoglycemia. Do you know hypoglycemia causes further edema? Blood pressure causes edema. All these stories will cause further edema and further swelling. So the more I feel angry, the more I feel abandoned, the more I feel not loved, the more I feel like a fish out of water, the more will be the edema, or bigger will be the edema. Is that very, very clear, I think, by now? So once this edema settles in the meninges of the brain, the swelling has happened, and that swelling actually causes the pain or the aches, as we call it. In metamedicine, we also talk about in healing, when the body goes into healing, the body needs water to heal. So simple example of this is, when we have a baby inside the mother, for the baby to grow, it has to grow inside the water. For any seed to germinate, we have to put a dry seed into the water. So when the water is introduced into that area, it creates pain, but really what is happening is healing. And headache is actually called hanging healing, means the healing is not getting completed. Something is happening that's triggering you again and again and again. So look around in the environment, what is creating or what is triggering you again and again and again, where you're not feeling supported, not feeling understood. In the healing, we have a peak which is called healing crisis. Healing crisis is nothing but a small peak in which is the stage in which the body is throwing excess water. So what is the body doing? Can the body throw out water like this? No. The body can throw out water only in the form of sweat or urine. Over here, the body is throwing out water by squishing this area, and that squishing of throwing out excess water is what can create excruciating pain. If you want to hear more about headaches, do connect to me on my blog anumehta.co.in, or you could connect to YouTube channel of Help Talks of the Help Library. Thank you so much for listening.